Welcome to Angel K TV.
Hi family, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Angel and this is Angel K TV. Today we're going to be talking about scientific notations. Now, specifically smaller numbers, because we have the one for larger numbers. Okay, we're just going to do the small numbers for now because that's easier. Okay, we're going to go from easy to difficult. All right, so yeah, we're going to be talking about scientific notation to standard form, actually. So basically, what they mean, or what a scientific notation is actually, it's actually a way for us to write larger numbers or smaller numbers in a shorter way. So, or in a shorter form. So that might not really make sense to you, but as we go along, you guys will definitely understand what I mean. Okay, so let's just head right into number one because this video is going to be pretty easy and short. So for number one, we have 8 times 10 and negative 6, raised to the power of negative 6 to be specific. So we have a negative 6. And before we actually start solving, let's take a look at our rule, which is to check the exponent. What is the exponent here? Negative 6, negative 8, negative 11. Then move the decimal. And you may be wondering, how do we move the decimal, or which direction do we move the decimal to? Well, it all depends on whether you have a negative exponent or a positive exponent. If you have a positive exponent, you go right. If you have a negative exponent, you go left. Kind of the same thing as how it works on the number line, okay? Because, we have 0 here, and then we have a negative 1, negative 2, Over on the left, we have the negative numbers. On the right, we have a positive number. All right, so remember the first thing we need to take a look at is the exponents. We need to check our exponents. We have a negative 6. Okay, so we already know we're going this way in the number line, okay? We're going in this direction. But let's also check our decimal, or specifically, we have to move our decimal. But before we do that, we also have to check where our decimal lies. Okay, so we have an 8 over here. So our decimal is going to be behind this 8. Reason is because if we had an 8.1, then our decimal would still be behind the 8. Okay, but if we had a 1.8, then our decimal would be behind the 1. All right, but we have an 8, just an 8. So that means our decimal is going to be right here. So as you can see, our decimal is right here. And then we have 8. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.0. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 5, and then the other one is 6. So yeah, you can also write this over here to make it cleaner. So how many times do we have to move the decimal? I almost forgot. We have to move it 6 times because remember, we have to check our exponent, and our exponent is negative 6. So we're not only going to the left, which is where the negatives are, but we also have to move it 6 times while we're going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6. So another 0. So that means we have 0.000008. And that, my friends, is how you write it. Let us move over to number 2, which says 2.74 times 10 raised to the power of negative 8. So the first thing we have to do is to check our exponents, okay? Don't let these big grammars or these big numbers, which is not even big actually compared to the other ones, but don't let these numbers per se, don't let these numbers confuse you. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is to check the exponent, which is a negative 8. So just like the last one, we have to go to the left, okay? The left, not the right, the left, because it's a negative 8. And, the negatives are normally on the left. We've done integers, right? We know that 0 is normally on the middle, then we have the positives, and then we have the negatives. Okay, so since it's a negative 8, we have to go to the left. All right, so yeah, we've already done that. Now we have to move our decimal, or also check where our decimal lies. Our decimal lies behind the 2. Okay, so that means it's going to be 2 points. If it were to be behind the 7 instead, that means it would have been 27.4. But because it's behind the 2, that is why we're going to do 2 points. Okay? So this is basically 2 points. Remember how many times? The exponents, it's 8 times. So that means we have to move this decimal 8 times to the left. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that means we have a 0.000000027 and 4. So that, my friends, is our answer. All right, but let's move over to number 3, which says 1.6 times 10 raised to the power of a negative 11. So remember, the first thing we have to do is to check our exponents, and we can see that we have a negative again, this time a negative 11, so we're going again to the left. Now let's check our decimal, or move our decimal. That's basically what they're telling us to do. First, we have to check our exponents, then we move our decimal. How many times? Okay, the exponent might be 11 times, the exponent might be 9 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times. That's the point, okay? That's what they're trying to say. So let's just write this out, and I think I'm gonna have to move over here. So as we can see, our decimal is behind our 1, okay? So that means we have to move our decimal how many times? 11 times. To where? To the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. 11. So that means we technically have 0.0000000000016, or you can say 16. And that, my friends, is our final answer. You can also count the zeros and see that it actually aligns with, obviously our exponents. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 zeros. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 zeros. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 zeros. So I'm pretty sure it already makes sense by now. But that, my friends, is basically how to solve scientific notation to a standard form, or to turn it into a standard form. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to leave a like. Literally smash that like. Oh my god, my hair's stuck. Okay, literally smash that like button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family members. Of course, if you still want, more on this topic, or maybe we can do larger numbers next time, be sure to comment, in the comment section below, and I would definitely see and definitely make another video, or a part 2 if you guys still don't understand. But yeah, I really hope you guys are all doing well. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whichever time you're watching this. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Many kisses and virtual hugs. Stay safe, family.